You're watching the Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control.
Revenge is sweet as the Tigers enjoy a perfect week at home. We'll recap wins over Wichita State and UAB, sit down with the Dancing Bear, Dane Dja, and look ahead to another week on the road against Tulane and Rice. It's the Penny Hardaway Show. Let's go.
The Penny Hardaway Show is presented by Cook's Pest Control. You don't have to live with pests. Call Cook's Pest Control and get a free quote today. Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams. Tiger Bookstore, the official merchandiser of Tiger Athletics. AutoZone. When you've got battery trouble, head to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone. And supported by your Memphis area Toyota dealers.
Oh, it's good to be back home this week. 2 W's at FedEx Forum. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Wolosh.
And I'm Matt Infield. Let's check out the highlights from wins over Wichita State and UAB.
First of 2 games this week, Colby Rogers facing his old team, Wichita State, for the first time. Tigers trailed at the half, but ramped up the pressure after the break. Wichita State gives it away. Tyrese Hutter says thank you very much, throws it off the backboard, lands in Musa Cisse's lap. He finishes with the two-handed jam. Memphis goes up 40-39. No doubt who our defensive player of the week is. Late in the game, Hutter came up with clutch play after clutch play on that end. The steal here, and he's rewarded with the transition dunk. 56-51 Memphis with 1:35 left. Our outstanding performer of the week is one tough dude. PJ Haggerty left the game briefly, bleeding from his mouth, but he came back in and delivered this. The dagger with under a minute to play. The Tigers hold Wichita State to 4 points over the final 7.5 minutes and beat the Shockers 61-53. Sunday, Memphis playing host to the preseason pick to win the conference, UAB. Dane Dja had his best game as a Tiger. Season high 21 points and 8 rebounds for him. Helped Memphis out to a 52-39 halftime lead, and PJ Haggerty did his thing. Puts UAB to bed with this moonball late. Game high 23 for him. The Tigers put up 100 for the first time this season. They throttle UAB by 23 and make a statement to the AAC in the process.
Already, 7 years, you've been here a while, but you have a bunch of guys that have already started to make big money in the NBA or in other leagues. And that's where I want to start. The Australian League, which I hear is like maybe the 3rd best league now in the world, and KD. Kendrick Davis is gone. He's making unbelievable money, knocking it all out. How often do you chat with him? What's your relationship like?
Yeah, I talk to KD through social media. Not through the phone as much, but probably once or twice a week. He's letting me know what's going on over there, sending me articles, and he's doing what we expected him to do, to go over there and dominate. That's what he does.
We're going to hit on the NBA guys in a second, but when guys come through here and they want to play in the pros, what are some of the conversations like in terms of, hey, if you have to go overseas, not really that bad of an option?
Yeah, no, honestly, when these guys come here, all their goals and dreams are NBA. But it's not for everyone. But if you want to make a living, overseas is just as good. And the leagues that KD is in, Alex is in, Alex Lomax and DeAndre Williams and all those guys are in, makes a great living. So when you tax-free, it's just, you come back and you have a different life. But the NBA isn't for everyone.
Well, let's talk a little bit about DeAndre Williams in that regard, because he's one of those tweeners that I thought had probably enough skill to play in that league. What's he doing? What do you guys talk about?
Yeah, he's back home now. He was playing overseas in China. And we talk about him getting an opportunity to be on the Summer League team. And he's hoping to get to the G League before the season is out to be seen, or get on the Summer League team this summer.
So let's talk about some of those NBA guys. I got to start with my New York Knicks. Precious Achiuwa, obviously a guy that's maybe bounced around a little bit, but you kind of, remember you said before, you kind of set the vision of what he was going to be in the league while he was here, right?
Yeah, I knew he was a small ball 5. He wanted to be a 3-man. But with his athleticism and his size and the way the league was going, they were getting rid of the huge big men and they were playing small ball centers his size. And that's not any disrespect or knock on his game. That's just how the game was going. So while he was here, I had to reprogram him and reset him to be more of a small ball 5. And when he finally bought into that, he did great.
It really worked out well for him. Two things. Let's not forget James Wiseman, who left the team. Precious probably going to play for you another year if Wiseman does not leave. And it's been a tough time for James. Do you stay in contact with him at all? He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, occasionally James and I talk. We don't talk as much as we used to, but when they get to the league, they have their own lives. Like I haven't talked to Precious in a while either. But James has had, the injury bug, and I hate that for him. But once he gets fully healthy, he'll have more experience under his belt, and I'm sure he'll finish his career out at a high level.
A couple of stories of perseverance out of here as well in terms of sticking with it. One I want to hit on, Lester Quinones with the Sixers organization now, but obviously he had to persevere just to get to that point. In terms of his story, what stands out to you?
Yeah, Lester, man, what a terrific player. I mean, he didn't get out of his game offensively what he wanted to do here because we had so much talent around him. He just sacrificed and just became the defensive guy, the 3-and-D guy. But in the league, he's starting to show what his game really was when he went to Golden State. And the sky is in the way. It's not even the limit for him because he's going to get better and better and grow. And the word for him is perseverance. He just persevered through it all.
Sometimes, though, there's a given player you just know. And one of those that comes to my mind is Jalen Duren. Mm-hmm. He is now starring with the Pistons. He's been a guy from the get-go I thought could make it. Tell me the first time you saw him, if you knew he was going to make it this far, this consistent.
Yeah, first time I saw him, he was in 10th grade, this massive body, very athletic, but the biggest thing, he's like a gentle giant. He's like the nicest teammate and the best teammate, and he sacrifices for everyone just to win. And that's what you love about him because he could be so much more selfish than what he is. But him just being a great teammate, along with being a great player, definitely helps his chances of being great in the NBA.
Someone who just retired, who obviously left a big imprint here, D Rose, obviously last team he was with the Grizzlies. Mm-hmm. Now he's getting his jersey retired with the Bulls next year. What comes to mind when you think of D Rose in Memphis?
Greatness. That 1 year. Early on, he was just kind of trying to fit in, and then it just hit a stride where he just took off athletically, speed-wise, and took the team to the next level. Obviously made it to the championship game, which we should have won. I was at that game. It's probably the saddest game I've been at for the Tigers. But for D Rose, I'm so proud of him and so happy for him because he started getting injured late, but he's getting his, no pun intended, flowers now that he deserves.
There are guys that are late bloomers, and I think one of those is a guy couldn't get that many minutes with you and is now a rotation player in Minnesota, Josh Minot. He was an interesting guy all the way around.
Yeah, Josh Minot was a hidden gem. We recruited him during COVID. We didn't get a chance to really see him play in person. We only saw video, but we saw potential. And man, when he came here, he was much better in person than he was on the video. And it was just unfortunate for him that Imani Bates and Landers Nolly and those guys were here, Lester Quinones, because it took some of his time. But if he would have came a year after, he would have been one of our best players.
All right, while we're on the subject of the NBA, I got to hear your story on this. LeBron James recently went on the New Heights podcast with Travis and Jason Kelsey. Talked about he played a pickup game when he was 16 with Michael Jordan, you, and a bunch of other NBA guys. Yep. What do you remember from that?
Yeah, I just remember he was obviously gifted. He didn't try to score. He was just making plays. And we saw the promise at that point. His speed, his athleticism, and his unselfishness definitely showed at 16 years old.
Was that one you knew right away?
Absolutely. We knew it right away. He was really close with Antoine Walker. And Antoine brought him down, and man, he showed us what he was about, and we saw the promise in him at that point.
The big man with arguably the sweetest feet in the country plays right here in the 901. We'll sit down with Dane Dja next.
You're watching the Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control.
Welcome back to the Penny Hardaway Show. He's got one of the best names in America. His nickname is the Dancing Bear, and oh yeah, he's pretty good on the court as well. Dane Dja has added a critical element to this year's Tigers team.
Basketball is in Dane's blood. His father, Baba Dane Dja, played 4 years of college ball himself at Minnesota. If you want to know the origins of the sweet feet and slick passes for someone his size, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
My dad he pushed me at a very young age. We started doing pro workouts at 12, 13 years old. I was on the ladder at 12 years old. So he was all about footwork, and that was one of the first things he had taught me was, just my pivots and just working my feet.
Is he a big guy too?
Yeah, he's 6'8", so yeah.
Did he play like you?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
did
yeah.
you play like him, I should say?
Yeah. I play like him. He was kind of like, his game was more so like a big guard. So, I mean, I kind of take little things from his game, and, one of his favorite players growing up was Penny Hardaway. I know tons of stories about him. So, I think they played against each other too in college. So, yeah, it's kind of like a full circle moment just being here. Penny Hardaway is like a guy I kind of modeled my game after a little bit, like just working on my ball handling drills, yeah.
Dane Dja grew up in the suburbs of Minneapolis and starred at Park Center High School. His size and skill made him a heralded recruit. He started his collegiate career at Baylor for the 2020-21 season. He didn't play because of an injury, but...
You got a ring, I assume, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got a championship ring. I had broke my foot, my left foot, my freshman year, so I sat out. It was just like, that year was crazy. Like, it was such a, even though I wasn't playing games, like just the practices I was in and just being able to experience the championship team, that's just, to me, it's just a blessing to be able to be a part of that, your first year of college. And it made me mature quick.
Coming off the injury, Dane Dja hoped to play a key role in the Bears' quest to repeat. Instead, after just 3 games the next year, he decided to transfer.
With the whole injury thing, coaches are still going to continue to recruit. They're still going to continue to do whatever it takes for the team to win. So I just felt like just the timing was kind of wrong. I just came back. I came back right a couple months right before the season. It was a lot of practices where I couldn't practice, so it was just kind of shaky a little bit, and I kind of just wanted a fresh start.
He also wanted to be closer to home, which led Dane Dja to transfer to Illinois in between semesters of the 2021-22 season. He joined the Illini for practices in the spring, but had to wait to play in games.
At this point, essentially, minus 3 games, you've taken basically 2 redshirt years to start your collegiate career.
Yeah.
How tough is that, especially when I imagine in your mind you're thinking this is going to go a different way?
Yeah, it was tough. Yeah, it was really tough. Just not being able to play for so long. But I had to just remember in my mind that I'm getting better. My body's getting better. And I'm gonna be ready no matter what. I just had to, that was just my mindset. I felt like just being in those practices, being on the scout team, having to go against an All-American every single day just helped me in itself.
When you get back on the court in fall 22 for an extended period of time, what's the emotion? Is it joy? Is it relief? Something else?
Really just, everything. Just joy, everything. It was just a big weight just off my shoulders. I'm just finally able to be back out here. I was just very thankful. I just was able to get another opportunity, and it was another coaching staff that was just, able to trust me. So it was definitely excited to be out there. I felt like the first game kind of felt a little weird because it's just like, dang, it's a crowd. I ain't even had this moment since high school. So yeah, but it was cool though.
Dane Dja's second year at Illinois was really special. The Illini won the Big Ten tournament and made a run all the way to the Elite Eight before losing to eventual national champion UConn.
That was one of the most funnest years I've had in college. I feel like we had one of the best teams in college basketball for sure. Starting off just the beginning of the season, just how we were able to grow and just how mature that team was. It was fun. It was fun for sure. Winning the Big Ten tournament in Minnesota, and I had 3 of my best games there too in the tournament. So it was fun. It was crazy. It was fun. And then we making a run in the tournament. It was just definitely learned a lot, and glad I was able to be a part of that team.
Despite the team's success, Dane Dja wanted more for himself and entered the portal once again after last season.
I just want the feeling of being really just used the right way. I felt like I feel like I could have did more. I feel like my role could have been a little bit bigger. At Illinois, you know, I just felt like I deserved more.
This time around, the coach whose own playing career influenced 2 generations of Dane Djas came calling. In talking with his family, Dane decided Memphis was the best landing spot for him.
He already knew what it was. He already knew Penny was here. He knew it would have been good for my development, and that's just something he's big on and I'm big on. It's just my development on where I'm at. You know, sometimes like you can get to different schools, you can go to different schools, and the development is just not as high. You know, it's all about just the winning, and which is cool and all. But you know, coming here was just based off just development and then winning at the same time.
The development in Dane Dja's role this season has seen him go from a starter early on to a super 6-man off the bench, something he has no problem with.
I felt like it was kind of easy. You know, I've been through so much in my career, and it's just like nothing can break me now. So it's just like I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for anything coming my way. Like I'm gonna still be who I am. I'm gonna still give it my all. You know, I'm gonna still be the best teammate I can be. You know, it's no jealousy with me or anything like that. Like I just, at the end of the day, I want to win. So and I know what that looks like, and I know what you got to sacrifice. Like I've been a part of winning teams before, Illinois and Baylor. You know, I know the mentality and the mindset that you got to have, knowing that you got a group of good guys, elite guys, and I know just how you got to think. And everything's just got to be positive no matter what.
A road trip to the Big Easy and H-Town is on deck. We'll preview Tulane and Rice next.
You're watching the Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control. Let's take a look at the AutoZone road ahead.
Back on the road again, first Tulane. I love going to New Orleans. Then on to Rice.
But as far as Tulane, always tough to play there because they have so many antics going on in that building with Coach Ron. And he'll probably give everyone pizza and burgers to come to the game, and it'll be jam-packed. And we'll just have to go down there and take care of business. Haven't played Rice yet because they're new to the league. We played them here, haven't played them there, but it would be weird going to Houston without playing the U of H.
You gonna square up with Ron again this year in New Orleans or not?
Absolutely.
On a serious
Just
note,
for the record, money's on him.
for sure. We just saw this 2-game road week last couple weeks where you guys split 1-1. I mean, no matter who you're playing in this league, how challenging is it to spend an entire week on the road?
No, it is very challenging, but it's part of what everyone has to do that's in college basketball. I mean, we're no different than anyone else. We know it's coming. You know, we have 2 home games. You're gonna have 2 home games. When you gotta go on the road, you gotta go on the road, and it's 2 good games. It's, you know, Tulane, who is playing really well in our conference, and Rice, who is right there on the edge of losing some close games and pretty good at home.
That was tonight's AutoZone Road Ahead. AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination and official sponsor of Tiger Athletics. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Don't worry about the road. The Tigers are 6-1 in true road games this year. We're back with a wrap in just a minute.
You're watching the Penny Hardaway Show, presented by Cook's Pest Control.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again next Sunday night.
The Penny Hardaway Show is presented by Cook's Pest Control. You don't have to live with pests. Call Cook's Pest Control and get a free quote today. Conway Services, the official HVAC partner of Tiger Athletics. Tennessee Lottery, turning dollars into dreams. Tiger Bookstore, the official merchandiser of Tiger Athletics. AutoZone. Got a check engine light? AutoZone will check it for free with the free Fix Finder service. Available at every store. Get in the zone, AutoZone. And supported by your Memphis area Toyota dealers. This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Memphis. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Memphis and Learfield.